So you've had 4 days of downtime, and you guys are in one of the inns in Pottle Plaza. It's called the Cracked Crown, and I'm going to show the map of Flan for you. And where all of these pointers are, that is where you're at, the Cracked Crown. Well, because we'll kind of say there's a bunch of other taverns and inns that are in Flan. There's the Laughing Goblin. There's the Cracked Crown where you're in. There's Nat Weiler's Bell. There's the Bitter Blade, the Velvet Doublet, and then there's Madame Friona's Tea Kettle. You guys can't go back to Madame Friona's Tea Kettle, not for a while, because of,
I can.
You can though, Marcus. You definitely could.
Yeah, Omi tried to go back there, but he got a rolling pin thrown at him.
What are you listening to? You got one of those little kid pianos going in the background or something?
I don't know. Someone's calling my cell phone. I think it's a telemarketer.
No. So you guys are in the Cracked Crown. And it's the afternoon. You guys have had 4 days since your last adventure. So what has everybody been doing? Marcus, what have you been doing for 4 days? Anything with your downtime?
Living life, man. Living it up. I got some gold from selling that stuff. I've been hanging out. I'm probably a little bit of gambling.
Nice.
Having a good time.
Shanna the Finn, what have you been doing? You know, you guys have been missing one of your adventurers too. Kel Ash, he is so dedicated to rebuilding that temple. You guys have no clue where he's been. And also Roland. Roland's been MIA for a little bit too. But Shen, what you been doing the last 4 days?
Well, true sailor fashion, Shen's been carousing around.
Oh, so the code word is carousing. I like it. Let's break out the carousing table, shall we? All right. Let's give this a share to you. So you've been carousing for 3 days. So let's see what's happened. Roll that D100, sailor. And good luck. Not too bad. You made an enemy. I think you made an enemy once before, didn't you? So this person, business, or organization is now hostile towards you. And I'm going to let, instead of the DM determining the offended party, I'm going to let you tell us the story of who you offended, whether it could be anybody in Flan, or maybe it's someone out of Flan, and how you offended them. That'd be pretty good. And then go ahead and deduct your 4 downtime days and then your 40 gold.
All right. Let's see.
I love
trying to help out my buddy Omi. I was trying to get him back in some good graces at Madame Fiona's.
Oh boy.
And it didn't work out too well. And I was in there relaxing, having a beverage, trying to get a meeting with Madame Fiona, and it just didn't work out. And being the sailor that I am, I had a little more than I should have drank probably, and got into a ruckus. Omi throws jock straps at Madame Fiona. I was throwing spoons and forks. You know, it was just crazy. I ended up getting escorted out of the place. So then I picketed in front of the door and drove other customers away for a day or so. And it was just bad all around.
Great, I love it. Holy cow.
Nice.
See, yeah. So you guys have a new adventure in your presence as you're sitting around this huge round table. And there's some empty chairs too, because like I said, Roland's not here. Kel Ash is not here. Valen's not here. I don't think Valen will ever be here again. But anyway, you've got a new adventurer at your table. And I'll let him introduce himself. And how did you guys meet?
Got to be searching for a new party member. We are the heroes of Flan, and we're getting a little thin here.
You are the heroes of Flan. You guys have done a lot of good things for Flan.
So maybe we can do a little recruiting interviews here.
Oh,
Maybe
I like it.
Maybe you came in for the Spoon the World tour.
No one liked that, Omi. No one is going to show up because of those posters. They're all using it at the bathhouses. I don't know why. To wipe their asses.
Oh, that's gonna be so good. So welcome to the party there.
Yes, my name's Darganath.
Darganath, yeah. So I guess you applied to the In Search of Adventurers posters that have kind of been around the taverns. This merry band of adventurers.
I heard all these legends of somebody murdering people with spoons. I had to see what was going on.
There's no legend. He completely made it up.
Oh gosh. I hope he doesn't come in with a "I've been spooned by Omi Barton" t-shirt on. That would just be crazy.
He's floating around somewhere in the netherworld with that fucking shirt on. You know he is.
Yeah, he is.
Omi was making his mission to make sure that wherever he is in the nether planes, he finds. Oh my god.
Well, welcome, Darg. Welcome to the group. I'm almost afraid to ask, Omi, what have you been doing the last 4 days?
Well, in order to see what Omi's been doing during his long downtimes, we're going to be starting some misadventures of Omi Barton mini videos, which will be about 20 to 30 minutes long. And then, is anybody going to buy the? We have Tell Me a Story, Omi, which you can buy with your gold online. If anyone wants to buy that, I'll tell a pretty fascinating story. These stories will be about 5 to 7-ish or so minutes long.
Take charge, Omi.
Yeah. And I even have one that'll work with the carousing table if anyone wants to buy that.
Whoa. I don't see anything yet, so I guess we'll go ahead and save it for next time. But we'll next time, when I'm actually on when I'm supposed to be, I'll kind of announce that ahead of time. I don't know if anybody wants to do that.
Summer just said she bought it.
Uh-oh. Oh, sure does. Oh my gosh, 2 people have. Christy and Summer. So it looks like Summer was first. So we'll go ahead and we'll accept that, and then I'll refund Christy's back to her. So, all right. So go ahead, tell us a story, Omi.
I'll throw a few carousing table rolls out there. I remember Omi has the family curse, which gives him disadvantage on carousing table rolls, so he gets the 22. So here we go. Anyway, having been kicked out of Madame Friona's, Omi's as I said earlier, he tried to go back there, but he barely got his head in the door, and there was a rolling pin come flying through the air that hit the door behind him. Man, that Madame Friona sure does have an arm. For a tiny little halfling, she's pretty strong.
You should see what she can do with a sling.
So Omi sets out to figure out where he can have his next Spoon the World Tour show, or at least some kind of like mini show that he could do. And so he decides to talk to Imazale, the manager of the Laughing Goblin, and kind of gets on her. She has her reservations at first, but Omi finally does manage to convince her to let him have a gig at the Laughing Goblin. And Omi's like excited that he's finally got a show someplace else. But Imazale says, well, Omi, there's just one thing. We only allow solo performers here, so you're not going to be able to bring your band. So Omi says, okay, I'll take it, sure.
There's just not a room on the stage, Omi. It's just such a small stage.
Yeah, Omi's a bit disappointed, but he's okay with it. It's a show. It's a job. So the night of the show is arriving, and Omi's got all his gear and all his spoons together. He's dressed up in his Spoon the World Tour t-shirt, his flamboyant hat and pants, and arrives at the Laughing Goblin. And he's about to walk up onto stage, and he takes his first step onto the stage, and he looks over to the side, and there's another figure stepping onto the stage at the exact same time. Omi looks and sees that it's Banderas.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
So Omi and Banderas both look at one another, and they're pretty confused. So Emisale, seeing this, has a worried look on her face and runs back out from behind the bar over to the stage and says, "I'm so sorry, my friends. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I accidentally double booked tonight's show. Please forgive me." So Omi and Banderas look at one another, and Omi starts insulting Banderas, calling him a bag full of STDs, and Banderas looks at Omi and starts calling him a no-talent hack, and the insults start flying back and forth until Emisale finally steps in between the two and says, guys, we can figure this out. Tell you what, we flip a coin, the winner gets to play tonight, and I rebook the loser for next week. Now Banderas and Omi both look at one another, and they don't like this idea. It's obvious on their face. And they look at one another, nod to one another with a knowing look, knowing that there's only one way for competing bards to resolve a situation like this. They'll have to jam for it, they both say in unison. So Omi and Banderas both agree to play one song each and then let the volume of the audience's applause decide the winner. And Fat Mar being pretty neutral, they both decided to have him as the referee for which artist gets the loudest applause.
Oh yeah, Fat Mar here. Fat Mar, he good judge.
We know you'll do a good job, Mar. We know you'll be neutral, Fat Mar.
Oh, Fat Mar, like both of you. Fat Mar, big fan of both Banderas and Omi. Yeah, Fat Mar.
So Banderas takes the first song, and he begins playing the classic Flan favorite, Brown-Eyed Girl, as he strums his lute. The crowd just watches enchanted as he plays. He gives a magical performance. And as Banderas finishes playing, there's a loud roar erupting from the crowd. It's loud. And Omi listens to this, and he knows he's going to have to bring his best if he wants to defeat Banderas. So Omi thinks about what he's going to have to play to beat Banderas. Then he snaps his fingers. I got it. So he gets out his spoons, takes the stage, and plays that ever-favorite Watered Havian classic, Baby Got Back, singing the lyrics, I like big butts in a can, as he shakes his booty on stage and gives the most incredible spoon performance of his life. It's at that time that Omi notices a long-haired female orc in the room wearing an I Love Spooning with Omi Barton t-shirt. And as Omi finishes his song, the crowd cheers loudly. Man, they are loud. Omi put on a great performance. But this female orc's cheers overtake everyone else's cheers in the room. I mean, man, she is just cheering for Omi. Finally, when the cheering dies down, Omi and Banderas both look to Fat Mar, awaiting his decision. Fat Mar looks over at both of them and says, the cheers were equally loud, guys. It's a tie. Ooh.
Oh, it tie!
Oh, the crowd does not like that, and they start throwing food at him, start chanting, and they're not happy at all. Then they finally look back at Omi and Banderas. They start saying, play another! So Omi and Banderas shrug at each other and say, okay, we'll play another.
Okay, we'll play another, my friend. I think they like us, Omi.
So Omi and Banderas shrug at each other. Okay, we'll do it. Fine. So Banderas and Omi both play another tune, and the cheers of the crowd are very loud. Once again, with the female orcs' cheers really overtaking the rest of the crowd, applauding at Omi. The Fat Mar, that once again the crowd and Banderas and Omi look to Fat Mar. This time, he holds his serving tray up in front of his head. Says, please don't kill me. It's a tie again. Oh, man. The crowd does not like that. And they boo him even more loudly than before. So Omi and Banderas were starting to show a look of both starting to show a look of annoyance on their faces. Banderas turns to Omi and says, "Drinking contest, then, my friend?"
Stay
Omi.
thirsty. Drinking contest.
Omi says, well, Banderas, it seems we're not going to settle this with our songs. So, yeah, let's do it. The crowd is excited that Banderas and Omi are going to duel at the table. So as Omi and Banderas both sit down at opposite ends of a table, Banderas sighs and says, "Ah, so it has come to this, my spoon-playing nemesis." Omi says, "Yes, my gonorrhea-carrying friend." And you see coins starting to be exchanged in the crowd as everyone in the audience starts placing their bets. As Omi and the contest begins, and as Omi and Banderas pound shot after shot of the Laughing Goblin's strongest liquor, the crowd gets increasingly more and more loud and rowdy. Omi hears the female orc shouting in the background, "You can take him, Omi!" The room begins to spin as both competitors as this contest carries on.
Goblin Hitter 5000 is the house liquor of choice for this contest.
Ooh, that's a strong one.
Yeah, it is.
The next thing Omi knows, he's waking up in a bed under a blanket. Omi rubs his eyes, says, "Oh, my head. Did I lose that drinking contest? Or do I just not remember winning it?" As Omi rubs the sleep from his eyes, he suddenly notices a rough, muscular arm wrapped around him. Almost too scared to look, Omi slowly tilts his head to the side as a loud escapes his throat. It is, of course, the orc from earlier that now has Omi tightly held in the spoon position. Omi starts panicking and screaming, desperate to free himself from the orc's hold, but it's to no avail. This orc is just really, really strong and much, much stronger than Omi. But Omi's thrashing around has awakened the orc. The orc says, "Oh, come on, honey. You said we could spoon for a while." So Omi makes a few more lost cause attempts to free himself, but it's pretty obvious that he's not getting out of this orc's grip. So Omi says, well, at least it's a female orc. Sighs, resigned to his fate, and turns back over, tries to get as comfortable as he can, and closes his eyes. A few seconds pass, and a thought suddenly hits Omi as he opens his eyes. Omi bends his neck up, takes his free hand, slowly lifts up the blanket, and takes a look underneath. The end.
Too bad that wasn't Markish. Of course, Marcus would never allow that to happen. No. Great story. So that was a pretty interesting 4 days. I guess you were probably in hiding, huh?
That was a bit longer than 5 minutes, but since 2 people purchased it, they got their money's worth, I guess.
Oh, nice. Good old Omi. So you guys are in the Pottle Plaza, Crack Crown. The afternoon sun is starting to peek through the clouds. It's been a pretty bad overcast day so far. And now, the sun coming up is sending shafts of light through the dirty windows of the Cracked Crown. Not the fanciest, not the most high-class tavern in Flan, but they have some pretty good drink. And then the door opens, and a middle-aged female that you guys all recognize, and it is one of the black guards, one of the Black Fist. You guys remember a certain female, Knight Alad Burl. Remember her? When you guys were talking to her at the gate and stuff? Well, she enters, and she kind of eyes around the Cracked Crown. She sees all of you sitting down, And she walks right up with her striking and, you know, all her enameled armor, her helm she's holding in her kind of, you know, under her arm wrapped up. She walks up to the table. She pulls out one of the vacant chairs where one of your comrades usually sits. And she seats herself, just kind of inviting herself, you know. And then she adjusts her sword at her hip when she sits down. And she says, "It's good to see all of you again." And then she looks over towards the new guy. And she says, "I don't think we've met." And then she introduces herself as Knight Alad Baral. And she says, "I hope you heroes of Flan are still looking for work, because I have a job for you." It's actually of quite importance.
We just brought in a fourth. We'd be happy.
Well, it's good to see you guys. And she goes into telling you that there has been a string of thefts that's been reported by several of the various people and merchants of Flan, especially here in Pottle Plaza, in the Pottle Plaza and Docks area. And basically, you know, Scholar Square, as they call it. And she says that theft is not anything of an unusual acquaintance. Usually it actually happens all the time. But it's usually things that aren't obviously valuable or, you know, just basically stolen junk. But there has been a couple of books that have been stolen. In fact, I think it might have been just one book. No, it hasn't been just one book. She says, you'll have to talk to the scribe master. I don't know if you know Khosra Brandywine, but she's a scribe master of Mantor's library. But I think she reported this to me this morning, and I think there might have been a couple of books. She was so distraught. She was just yammering on. I was trying to take as good as notes as I could, but she just kept going on. And anyway, I said, to hell with it. I know the perfect people that can handle this case. My resources are actually, you know, spread so thin. I lack the resources now, and I just can't properly investigate these thefts or theft. I'm not too sure. You're gonna have to talk to Khosra about that. But these thefts, I do remember that she said they started 6 nights ago. Maybe the book was stolen, but then she said something about every 2 days. So there may have been multiple books stolen, but I'm not sure too many. Like I said, she was in distraught. I don't know any of the particulars. You're going to have to go talk to Khosra. And I will help you with my personal money, and on my behalf, I will help fund an investigation, and I'm willing to pay all of you 50 gold apiece. And also, any kind of information that you find out, please get it back to me somehow, because I'm kind of in the dark in this as well, and I've got several other cases that I'm working on, so that's why I'm seeking your help, because you guys actually have done a really nice job for the Blackfists in the past, and I know we don't have the, I guess you could say, we don't have the most honest individuals that are my colleagues that work for the Blackfists, but, you know, speaking out of character, you know that Barak, you know, Knight Barak, she's actually really admired throughout Flan. She's one of the few straight arrow blackguards, because you know that, you know, all of the Blackfists, they're corrupt as hell. And that's why, you know, that's another thing that she says. She wants to get you involved because she just simply does not trust most of her own colleagues. And she, you know, she is not afraid to boast about that. And that's probably why the citizens and all of the other merchants and shopkeepers, that's probably why they admire her so much, is because she's, you know, she's one of the few straight arrows that the Blackfist actually has. So what do you say, adventurers? Heroes of Flan? You want to try to find out more about these missing books?
Yeah, your coin's been good in the past. I say we give it a go.
No, it is. And I'm willing to pay 50 gold up front right now. And she puts a small bag down on the table. And
Well, who would say no to that, good lady?
well, that's kind of what I thought, actually. I kind of figured that you guys would like to have the work. Instead of just sitting here in the Cracked Crown wasting all of your money or doing horrible things, making entire bars get sick and whatnot. She kind of glances over to Omi. I've got my eye on you, Omi, she said.
Who, me?
Marcus, I'm sure you haven't... I don't know why you haven't beat this guy up yet. He keeps dragging you down. And Shen, I got reports from Madame Fiona that she had to kick you out of the tea kettle the other day.
Well, I was just trying to help out Omi.
New guy, you better watch who you're hanging around with. These guys are the heroes of Flan, but boy, do these guys are wild when they're not adventuring. So you better stay clear of their off days, of your adventuring off days. Or you're gonna end up getting thrown in the slammer like these guys. Well, not yet, but it's gonna happen eventually, Omi Barton.
We work hard, we play hard.
I appreciate it, Shen, as I give you a pat on the back and hand you a t-shirt.
You still can't get rid of all those, huh?
I just kind of lay it on the table, you know. I don't mind supporting. I'm not going to advertise.
All right, I understand.
I'm going to tuck my shirt away and hide the fact that I'm already wearing one.
Oh, God.
Mine, I think Omi's probably handed me 4 or 5 by now. Everyone seemed to make themselves into the coal bed at the end of the night, though.
That's
They
probably
make
how
great
that...
kindling.
Yeah. That are free shirts for the half-orcs you're taking home at night, Marcus. All right, so Knight Baralshi asks you to find out whatever you can and send messengers her way, and she'll get to... She just needs word of what's going on here. So I'm going to give you guys 50 gold apiece to start the night. And like I said, you guys are going to be able to spend your money and stuff on what you want. Seeing that we're doing official Adventures League content, but we're not, we're not recording the logs or anything anymore and taking the characters elsewhere. So you guys will be able to go and buy magic items and do whatever you want now. So
I did during my downtime. I forgot at the end of last session downtime. I wanted to make sure that that new longsword I got silvered.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. Just go ahead and deduct
I
the
paid
price.
For that and all that off.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you guys can do that. You can plate it with silver or adamantine or adamantine, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, go for it. All right, so you guys know you need to speak to Old Brandywine. I think you guys have met Casper Brandywine too, the scribe of Mantor's library. Well, I think you guys know everybody so far in Flan. Huh?
We're pretty important people.
You guys
We're kind
are
of popular.
You guys do kick it up a notch. But Knight Burrell, she's got her eyes on all of you guys. Getting in trouble on your off days, causing a bunch of ruckus. All right, so as you guys are heading over to the library, is there anything else you guys want to discuss with the knight before we head over to, or do you guys want to go anywhere in particular before you head over to Mantor's?
I didn't have anywhere. Omi, Shin, Darg.
Dope only took care of all his stuff during his downtime.
Okay.
You need a little salve, I think, maybe. Omi. maybe one of them sitting donuts.
He's got that half orc. Oh, sitting down.
Can I borrow yours, Markesh?
Yep, I'll pull all the pack and inflate it for him.
Lord have mercy.
I needed
So-
this the last time.
Spoons and
someone
life
shot me
rings.
in the ass. Yeah, I needed this from last time someone shot me in the ass with an arrow.
Good call. Give yourself an inspiration for that, Marcus. That was good. I like it. Good job. So as you guys are leaving the Cracked Crown, the sun is now out. The streets and byways and avenues are semi-packed with a bunch of townsfolk. You know, they're all kind of nodding towards you. They all know who you guys are. You guys all have your chest puffed out and stuff like that. You guys are walking past the other taverns and whatnot. You guys are walking by Cockburn's Grocery. You guys remember that. Any kind of adventuring gear you need is there. Mateo, the weaponsmith. You've got all kinds of foodstuffs, the livery. You've got Jerome, which is the fencer. And you guys arrive at Mantor's Library, which is on the map. I see you guys still have the map open. It is the big, large, squared palace. And as you guys have been to Mantor's before. I think you guys were here last packet as well. And this place is beautiful. This is probably the most beautiful place in all of Flan. Probably even more beautiful than the castle, than Sockle Keep. So there's all kinds of sun-bleached colonnades as you guys are walking through, you know, the beautiful open yard. You guys are entering the library square, which is Scholars Square. You know, you can see that all of the grass is well maintained. You can see a couple of the scribes are out trimming the flowers, trimming the hedges and whatnot. And you guys walk inside. You guys are now inside of Mantor's Library. You guys know where the scribe's office is. But there are, you know, you can see that the library smells old and dusty, you know, it smells musky. It smells like a bunch of old books. There's all kinds of scribes that are working, that are copying journals and, you know, cleaning books and preserving them and rebinding books and whatnot. And you guys head over to Jam Master Jay's office. Casper Brandywine, yeah. Hell yeah. We're getting it going. And she's got a very small, very cramped office. Piles of books all over the place. They're just everywhere. And on the door, there's a sign that says, Casper Brandywine, Scribe Master. And then there's a, you know, little small piece of wood that's hanging on there that has some brightly colored, like, it's almost sort of like a violet letters that say N. And as you guys, you know, kind of peek your head in, you see all these books everywhere, and you hear just a moment, but you can't see her but you recognize her voice from last time. And she's hiding behind all of these piles of books. And then you hear the creaking of a wooden chair. You can hear her curse a couple of words, a couple of loud crashing noises. You see a pile of books fall over, and then reveals her, the young-looking halfling with her blonde hair, and she welcomes you. Oh, hey, how's it going, everybody? I can see that Guard Baral has found you.
Yeah, we came over to see what the problem was and what you need.
Yes.
You
Well,
keep getting shit stolen.
boy, if it
Can't keep track of your stuff.
we've got a million books here. When it rains, it pours, I guess.
Well, we found the last stuff. We figured it'd be good for this job.
Yeah. She says, well, there's been a couple of books stolen again, and you guys did such a great job last time finding the old stolen and forgeries that we had. So I decided to contact Baral, and thank goodness that hopefully you're free. But there's been 3 really super, like, totally rare tomes that have been stolen from various people around here in Scholars Square. Actually, and I'll be honest, it's really not the books don't belong to us, except for one that's out on loan. But anytime anybody has any problems with books, they always come to us at Mentors, because, we always take care of everything for them. Anything book related, or if they need any kind of knowledge or history or anything like that, usually we have it here. And there were 3 books stolen. There was a book stolen last night. There was a book stolen 2 nights ago. And then there was a book, so there was a book stolen 2 days ago, 4 days ago, and 6 days ago. Oh, I'm so sorry. My head is spinning from all of these books showing up missing. Oh, it's just horrible. So the first book, I'll tell you about the 3 books. First book stolen 6 days ago from Aya Glenmere. She's one of the local wizards here in Flan. And she maintains a small little shop. And you guys have seen Glenmere's store. And Khosrow, she says, Glenmere, she's a expert with the spell weave. And she has a book that, well, she doesn't have it anymore, but it was called The Weave, a Collection of Impractical Observations. And that book was stolen for her. That was 6 days ago. And then the next book was stolen. It was actually stolen, and who Martin Foss is the one who had this book. And he's a retired adventurer. Of course, he has his home in the noble's quarters, and he's a huge connoisseur of any literature about this supposed famous ranger named Wren. He's been dead for many years, and I don't know, maybe Martin, he's a dwarf. Dwarves live forever. I don't know, maybe he knows this guy or something, but anyway, he's always bugging us for books on this long dead ranger, and anytime we find any kind of information, we give it to him because he likes this guy. He's just a big fan of him. And he was one of, and many years ago, he was one of Flan's most famous citizens, and so there's some story about him and stuff. And then the third book, just, I think it was stolen last night. And that book was in the possession of Ogden Lamarck. And he's one of the nobles. He thinks his shit doesn't stink, of course. He's a noble. Pardon my language, by the way. And he's one of the historians of Flan. And he specializes in genealogy and heraldry. And those are the 3 books that are missing. And one of the books were on loan. But I'll tell you what, I will pull 100 gold out of the coffers for you if you could successfully retrieve all of these stolen books. And I'll be honest with you, Heroes of Flan, that has a ring to it, doesn't it? I don't care if you bring these, you don't even have to catch the thieves. I don't even care. You don't even have to turn them into Baral. Just bring these books back, and then I'll get them back to Glenmere. I'll get the books back to Foss and Lamarck. And I'll give you 100 gold. And plus, I think Knight Baral, I think she said that she was going to give you some money as well.
She did.
Yeah, but the book of the most importance is the book that we lent to Aya Glenmere. It's the book that was called The Weave, a Collection of Impractical Observations. And it's all about the spell weave and all the fields of magic and all this other crap that doesn't mean anything to me. But it's important to the library. It's a very rare book. But we definitely need that back. And if you find the other books, that's great. They don't belong to the library. But yeah, we definitely want the Weave, a Collection of Impractical Observations back. And, you can see she's working around. She's in her work attire, robes, and she's got all kinds of blue ink on her hands. There's blue ink all over her desk, on the walls. These little handprints and stuff. Tired of getting this stuff all over the place. It's a Scribes Curse, I tell you. A Scribes Curse. You guys are speechless.
It sounds like we've got some decent leads. At least we know where the book's owners, who they were. We're going to have to do a little bit of sleuthing here, I think.
Yeah, is there anything you can tell us? Anything else you can tell us, Kasara?
I think I've pretty much told you everything. I really don't know anything else about the other books. I mean, you could probably, you can find Aya at her store, and Martin, of course, Martin's probably training with the other soldiers and his other people that he trains to kill people. Ugh, not my type of job there, but I guess he does pretty well at it. And then there's Agon. He's probably in his home, locked up in his plastic bubble. Thinks his shit doesn't stink, that Lamarck. That prick. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to say that. Too loud anyways.
What's wrong with him that you don't like him?
Oh, I don't know. He just thinks that he's better than everybody else just because he was born into money. Just because he has mommy and daddy's gold.
Well, I'm gonna look the others in the group and say if the, was it Aya?
Yes.
We'll probably have there first if hers is the most important to find.
Yes, Aya Glenmere. Her. And then there's Martin Foss. And then the last is asshole Agon Lamarck. I mean, just Agon Lamarck. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be such a mean person towards him, but he deserves it. Just rubs me. He just chaps my ass, if you know what I mean.
Oh, only knows what you mean about that one. What do you say, guys?
Rough night with another half-orc, me?
Yeah, this one was a full orc.
Oh, boy. So is that why you have that big lump on your back end? Is that some kind of, like, little cushion or something for you?
What lump? Oh, that thing. Yeah, that's on loan from Marquesh.
I'll whisper to her, just whenever any of these guys aim a bow, be behind them.
Will do.
What do you say, guys? You want to head to this wizard's house? It shouldn't be too far. It's right in Scholar Square here.
Let's head over to Aya, follow the yellow brick road. Or wait, don't follow the yellow brick road. Someone peed there.
All right, so you get to her place of business, which is a rather small little shop. And as you enter, there's a female half-elf. She's wearing robes. She's kind of standing just in the doorway. And as you enter, there is a beautiful smell of flowers and honeysuckle and all kinds of incense that is burning within. Sort of like in these little sconces that are on the wall with these little bronze bowls, and you can just see a little bit of smoke coming up. But it smells really nice. And on her shoulder is perched a small little gray-furred monkey. And as you guys walk in, she eyes you up and down, and she says, "Oh, I take it you are here to interrogate me about the missing book," she smiles.
You're Miss Glenmere?
I am. Well met. She smiles and she says, Master Oppenrel is certainly distrustful. Hopefully you vagabonds will help find this book.
God, lady, you've got some monstrosity on your shoulder.
Don't worry, my monkey's got his eyes on you.
That's such a cute monkey there. Do you have to spank him a lot?
No, he's a very well-trained and well-behaved little gray-furred monkey. And the interior of their shop is dimly lit.
I hear they throw their shit everywhere.
That is something that he is trained in, and all I have to do is do a couple clicks with my mouth, and he's going to be flinging poo all over the place. So you better behave yourself in here, Ivork.
I'll tap my hand axe and say, I'll respond in kind.
Oh, well, not here, sir. too many things of value to be swinging around that big bruteful axe and breaking everything. Oh, you'll be paying for anything that you break. I hope you're not like a bull or maybe you're not like a minotaur in a china shop. But anyways, let's talk business, shall we? And, you know, of course, there's all kinds of parchments all over the place, all kinds of different quills and inks for sale, all kinds of scroll cases, spell books, anything magic, all kinds of different glass canisters of all kinds of different spell ingredients and components like witches' titty hair and, you know, beholder eyeball veins and, you know, just all kinds of crap. And it's all labeled. And it's all magic related. So anything you guys need spell related, you can get it here.
You got any alchemist fire?
I do have some alchemist fire. I do. I have as many as you need.
I'll take 2 of them.
Sure. Go ahead and just deduct whatever.
Yep.
I think they're what, 75 in the player's handbook? Something
50.
Like that? Yeah, if they're 50, yeah, buy as many as you want. And she's you can tell that Aya she definitely has a bit of an ego. You can tell in the few minutes that you've been speaking to her.
Yeah,
and
my notes say snooty halfling.
She's always giving like coy smiles, and she's always kind of giving her hair like a twist and kind of, you know, twisting it around and letting it go. But she definitely seems intelligent, that's for sure. And, you know, she's getting your alchemist fire for you. She's a half-elf, about 300 years old or so. She's got long black hair, beautiful green eyes. And, you know, as she's putting the alchemist fire down on the counter for you, she says, sorry we've been off to a not the best of starts, but I do wish to see
we were
this.
Getting along smashingly.
That's true. I guess for a half-orc, I guess this probably is a striking acquaintance for you. But anyways, I'd really like to have this book returned safely. Yes, and Master Alpenrel, he's actually recommended you, and I know that you know head Scribe Master Brandywine. So as I went to Brandywine last night about the book that was stolen several days ago, 6 days ago to be exact, today's day number 6, she said that she had just the adventurers, because the last time that I had something stolen from me, the blackguards did absolutely nothing. And in fact, I even heard that when they found all of the missing items that were stolen from my store, that they actually confiscated them and all of the items and resold them to a traveling caravan coming through Flan. So therefore, I have no trust in any of our militia here within Flan. And I'm not the only one that feels this way. But I know that Baral, she does the best job that she can. And you've come recommended by quite a few people. So hopefully you'll be able to find and return this book safely. But this book, it does not belong to me. I actually have been borrowing this book for the last 2 years, trying to decipher and translate this book, and it's all about detailing of the magic weave. You know, all its histories, its hypotheses, all of the different schools of magic, and that's what I've been commissioned to do by Mantor's library. And the book is rare. It's so valuable. Only a handful of people knew that this book was around. And this unlocks a lot of the mysteries of magic, especially magic and of the archmages and stuff. So it's unfortunate that this thing has been taken. But like I said, it's not mine, it's the library's.
It was taken 6 days ago. Was it located within your shop here?
It was, and she walks over to a beautiful glass display case that's made out of wood and bone and all kinds of exotic materials. And this glass case is of a breathtaking quality. And she says, yes, the book was stored in here under lock and key. But one morning when I woke up, it was gone. But everything else was in the case, and you can see that there's some other exotic spell components and stuff, like astral diamonds and stuff. It is locked now. Yeah. As you kind of lift up on it, yeah, it's locked. But she says yes, it was locked at the time.
And it was locked the morning it was gone?
Yeah, it was, yes. You can give me a perception check as you're checking this over, Markish. Yeah, you notice that there's some runes, some very faint runes. Basically, that's kind of etched around the edges of the glass where the lid opens up. Yeah.
What you looking at there, Markesh?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can tell the language this is, and I'll ask her about it.
Oh yes, these runes are sort of like, there's different runes. There's a magic mouth. There's all kinds of arcane locks, and this is for protection to keep it closed and locked. And that's what the runes are for. Sorry, I should have told you that. But I saw you wincing your eyes. I do have a selection of bifocals over here on the wall. If you are interested, I could get you.
Actually.
Oh, were you? I do have a very nice spyglass. They're pretty expensive though, but I do have one. But I'll tell you what. If you bring me back, If you bring me back this book, I'll give you a spyglass.
I'll hold my hand out and we'll shake on it.
Okay. She shakes your hand very gingerly.
Before I
she says, I don't have to spit in my hand, Doomy. That's just absolutely disgusting.
That could become in handy. Just watch the neighbor's daughter across the... Oh, wait, never mind.
Maybe I shouldn't give you this spyglass. Knight Burrell will be looking for you all. Yes, I will give you the spyglass.
Oh, all right. I'll take that deal.
Okay. And plus I'll throw in a little monetary reward for you as well. Just depends on how profits are the next couple of days.
So was there, just kind of getting back to the stolen book, it seems a bit odd that, it was in a locked case. You found the case locked. It was missing. Has anyone been around here asking about it?
No, nobody has.
Around that you've noticed?
No, nobody's asked. Actually, when I've had it for the last 2 years, people would just, my usual customers, they would just come in and, this is a grand showcase, so people like to stop and look. So I don't think that anything was done deliberately. But because I get people all the time, every day, they're like, oh, what are those? Or, those are shrunken, troll heads, or, those are diamonds from the astral plane. Or, this is essence of the weave. But yeah, people are always looking to see and there's some glowing things in there, different glowing components and whatnot.
I'm going to pull out the robes of the dragon cult that I've got and just let her see what it looks like. Have you seen anyone around town wearing something like this?
Oh, those are interesting. She kind of fluffs it and looks at the front, looks at the back, and she says, "No, I've never seen these. What does all of this mean? Maybe I can." Go ahead.
There's some culprits. They're causing trouble. The ones that we found were all wearing this. And I'll tuck it back in my pack.
Oh no, I've never seen any of that. And she kind of does a couple of quick sketches of a couple of the symbols and the patches and stuff on there. Says, I don't know if I'll be able to find anything, but
keep
a
lookout. These if you see these symbols, if you see these, they're trouble.
No. Oh, okay. I will. Wow. You said it's a dragon group?
It's a local causing trouble. It's the Cult of the Dragon, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll ask a few of my colleagues. So, Omi, as Marcus was showing you all of these runes and stuff, why don't you give me an Arcana check?
Okay.
And actually, any of you guys can give an Arcana check if you're looking at the runes. You know, if you are skilled in any kind of magic, go for it. That's a good roll. So, yeah. Yeah, Omi, you know that... Well, actually, you can see that one of the runes has been kind of marred or broken. And that's probably why there was nothing, any kind of notification of this thing being opened up. Looks like this rune was marred by definitely. It looks like the work of a professional, because there is just the ever slightest cut through the actual rune to break it. But it's just barely even noticeable. Roman,
Hey,
thank you so
Markesh,
much.
I'm looking
for the
at these
follow, Roman.
runes here.
Thank you.
And this had to have been done by a pro. Only a pro would have known how to break these symbols. Darganath, maybe you can come over here and see if you could tell us anything too.
Really? You say that? Wow. So someone actually broke into my store. There was no damage. There was no damage to any merchandise. There was nothing stolen, not that I know of, except for just the book. And the book is about 1.5 feet wide, but it's a very long book. It's bound in a very fine white leather. It's got a bunch of golden leathering and golden pages. All of the lining of the pages are golden. And there's a very fine piece of white ribbon that's used for a placeholder or a bookmarker. It's a beautiful book. And on the front, there's a symbol of Mistra, the goddess of magic. And I'm sorry I interrupted you.
That's all right. So this thief broke into your place, ignored all your other valuables as I waved my hand around the room, and only took this book?
Yes, these are not the droids you're looking for, though, but... Yes, not that I know of, Omi. I did not notice anything else stolen. There were none of my expensive flasks, none of my bifocals, none of the ingredients. Nothing was stolen. None of the scrolls, nothing. Spell books, everything was there. Everything but this book on the strands of the magic and the weave. That is unbelievable, she says. I can't believe that. The precision of that cut on that rune. Unbelievable. No pun intended. Yes.
Unbelievable.
No, it's unbelievable.
Can I insight check that pun?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
So do what now?
I look at Omi and kind of go, that was a pretty bad one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just my witty sense of humor, I guess. So why don't all of you guys give me an insight check?
Oh, Darganath is new, so may not know about the tower down there yet.
Oh, yeah.
I like the roll, though.
Yeah, that is pretty insane. So as you guys are listening to Aya, you notice everybody but Chief, he's still kind of, I think he's eyeing up the spyglass, because she's letting him hold the spyglass. But all four of you guys all three of you guys excluding Markish, it seems like it seems like she's hiding something. It definitely seems like, she is hiding something. She's not telling the full truth.
Come on now, Ava. Do you expect me to believe someone came in here, broke in, and only took this book? The few thieves would be so tunnel visioned.
Give me a persuasion check, Omi, as you're starting to grill her a little bit. Wow, nice. She says, wow, that was like so much higher than what was supposed to be needed to be rolled. She says, well, I'm sorry, I haven't been completely honest about everything. The book was not the only thing that